viewers, how you guys doing? Can you do me a quick favor? Hit that like and subscribe button. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers. It's unbelievable. Now, in this episode, wow, we have a lot to cover over. I apologize for this, but this was actually an amazing episode, okay? You guys ready? Let's dive right into it, shall we? Okay. Now, for the first scene, they're on the Wave Rider. They're in the timeline, and, well, apparently a lot of the aliens are floating around in the timeline continuum, which means multiple of them are being jumped into different time periods. But we see this scene where there's an alien spaceship craft, and he's in San Bernardino, California. This takes place in 1955. So Gideon tells him there's a first alien site that was spotted in this location. They thought, okay, maybe they should go inside this location, San Bernardino, possibly find this alien. Maybe this alien could tell us where Sara is. They think it's the aliens that they encounter, and they're trying to find out where Sara is. But Spooner, on the other hand, is very cautious, and she is very angry that they can't help her. But Ava calms her down, and Ava says, "Can you please help me find Sara?" Eventually, they agree and go to San Bernardino, 1955. So they pull up at this fair, and, well, they're trying to look around, and they're asking Spooner, "Do you sense anything?" And so they want to separate a little bit with each other, so they decided to separate into two different groups. Now, other than that, we see a spaceship colliding, and it's about to land onto a planet. And yes, it landed onto a planet. Now, basically, Sara and Gary actually survived this crash, and, well, let's just say that the gas tank for this spaceship is actually cracked and broken. They need to fix it, but they don't have an engineer, so they're going to have to figure out a way how to actually get off here. Now, Gary says that they're actually on planet X-19, but I thought there were actually 53 planets in the multiverse, but apparently not. I guess in the timeline, in the alien period, there's multiple planets. Other than that, they have a debate whether or not they want to go outside because they see a dog. And Sara thinks that there's fresh air outside, so Sara says, "How about we go outside and take a look around? Maybe we'll find other people. Maybe it's fresh air we can actually breathe in." So the next scene is that they're sitting around the table thinking of any single conclusions of where to find any aliens. Then John and Ava see some police officers stuffing their face with these burgers. It's disgusting, and they eventually ignore an emergency 911 phone call, basically. And then Spooner ends up sensing there's alien activity nearby, and she thought that it was this employee, but it's not the employee. But then when they turn around, they see Mick. He stole a police officer's car. And, well, let's just say that they figured something else out. It's actually the sauce within the hamburgers, the cheeseburgers, that's causing everyone to go crazy. Now, the rest of the legends, they have an idea. They want to go undercover. How about we get a job and see what kind of sauce and what kind of burgers, what kind of food they're dealing with? So they end up agreeing, but on the other hand, Zari, she is not a big fan of being a fast food worker, so I suppose she'd rather be a supervisor at the moment. So our next scene is where Sara and Gary are actually tracking the dog and actually looking around, exploring this planet. Gary has not been on this planet before. He heard of this planet, but he's never been on it before. So meanwhile, the next scene happens. They're inside abandoned burger joints, basically, and Spooner sensed that there's someone nearby, and Mick says, "I think I found something in the back." So they hear someone running around in the back. They think it may be an alien that they're in contact with. And I was able to get this little picture, this scene with something running. So it's someone in a blue jacket, most likely. I don't know what it is. And then eventually they find out it was this mascot of the restaurant, basically. I thought he was an alien, but he's not an alien. He's been like just feasting, eating the meat, eating the sauce with inside the freezer, basically. They think he's an alien. They want to make sure he's not an alien. So soon they'll deal with him later on the Wave Rider. Sara and Gary are having conflict. Basically, they end up seeing someone that's alive, but first off, they see a hut. It's like a little house first, and they see a dog. They're like, okay, someone must be inside there. So let's take a look. And apparently, it's some famous pilot lady, I suppose, Rose. So they end up finding her, and I guess she's been stranded here for a very long time. So she's going to explain to them what happens, and yes, they're not on this alien planet at the moment right now. We don't know so far. And so as for Zari and her brother, they know that there's something going on in the meet, and Nate is having fun on his roller skates, basically. It's kind of like, have you guys ever been to a restaurant called Sonic? Basically, they roll on roller skates and hand deliver food. Other than that, anyways, Gideon scans this human, and apparently he is human, but there's some alien particles inside him. So John does a casting spell, and basically, I suppose he vomits all the sauce this guy has consumed everywhere, basically. So it's inside the sauce. So now, they think that the alien is inside the sauce, basically. So that's their conclusion. So they call the rest of the team and says that whatever you're cooking inside those patties, the sauce may be the key to the aliens, okay? So whatever you're doing, I suppose you should pack up everything, tell everyone to leave, and, well, apparently they end up doing that. They have a plan, though. So they end up, oh my goodness, I couldn't even fathom watching this video, this part of it, because a lot of people were stuffing their faces and they're actually drooling with the sauce, and yes, what a sight. So they end up kicking people out of the restaurant, and the manager comes out and he's putting up a fit. He says, what are you guys doing? They say the sauce is driving people crazy, and he sees one of his employees basically eating some of the meat out of a trash can. And he's like, okay, the thing is that I did not make the sauce, my wife did. If you want to talk to my wife, you gotta go to my house and talk to her and find out what's going on. And the next scene, this lady, she's actually a pilot, and she explained to Sara and Gary that she was flying over with her friend overseas, and then all of a sudden their plane crashed and she landed there. Other than that, so they visit the manager's house, and they want to see the wife of the manager because she's creating the sauce. They don't know what's going on, so she tells Spooner and John, wait outside, canvass the scene, canvass the house, see if there's anything suspicious going around. So they stay there near the car, and they're keeping an eye out on the lookout. So Ava goes inside the house to kind of interrogate the woman, basically, but she's a pretty good actor, talking like she's in the 50s. Other than that, but something actually splats on her face, and she looks up, and it's come from the attic, and it's the sauce. Yes, I know. So she thinks that there's something going on upstairs in the attic, and she takes the initiative to actually go up there and try to find out what's going on herself. But in this next scene, basically, a lot of people are going crazy. They're smashing, trying to break through the burger joint. They want more of the sauce, basically more of the burgers. Now, they try to shut the windows and shut the doors, but it's not working. At this scene, John and Spooner end up finding a space capsule, and along with the sauce on it. But it's actually alien goo sauce, which is disgusting. So all along, these people have been eating alien goo, basically, yes. And in the attic, Ava finds there's a cocoon. It kind of looks like a cocoon Gary's had inside his bedroom, but not really. So it brings me to the conclusion that, yes, they're not dealing with these kind of aliens like Gary. So they're dealing with a whole new different kind of species, and then Ava gets hit in the head by the wife, and let's just say that the wife ends up tying up Ava and tells her what exactly happened and why she is actually producing this meat. So she found it inside the attic, and she tastes the slime within the cocoon. Basically, I guess it tastes good, and so she gave it to her husband as an ingredient. Put it in your burger so we could compete with other burger towns. And Spooner hits her on the head. And once the lady's on the ground, let's just say that Nate is back in the restaurant ready to hit someone with the bowling ball pad. Yes, things are still going haywire and going crazy, but Zari has an idea. She has some dragon ash. Now, if anyone consumes this dragon ash, basically they'll get knocked out. They'll fall asleep just like that in an instant. Other than that, so that's what they plan on doing. Next scene is that they're speaking to the lady, the wife on the floor. She begins to stand up and talk, says that you can't stop me. I'm going to protect this little cocoon with my life. But the cocoon ends up opening up. And yes, a different new breed kind of alien comes out. Once it comes out, we all already know what happens next. Standing right behind her. And there it is. It's huge. I think it's like a big moth creature. And yes, it's nothing like the aliens they encountered, Sara encountered. And so the big moth alien creature, yes, they're shocked when they saw it just eat the wife of the manager, and he actually swallowed her whole, actually, and it was actually really weird. They want to contain it, the alien, but apparently I don't think you could contain this thing. It's gonna be difficult. So it just blasts through the rooftop. Ava knows exactly where it's gonna go, and basically, yes, it's gonna go back to the fair and possibly try to eat these people. But they're throwing the patties so that the people could eat the patties, and the dragon ash will consume in their system, and it will eventually knock them out. Once they're knocked out, that'll be perfectly fine. That's when they could take action. So Ava is telling them, you need to take out all the people and hide them inside the, I guess you could say, burger joint, because something is on its way, an alien, and it's going to attack and possibly try to eat everyone there. So that's what they end up doing, bringing everyone that's unconscious inside the diner. Then once they pull up, Ava, John, and Spooner, they see this big alien, and let's just say that the manager of the restaurant is not too bright. He ends up suffering the same fate as his wife, basically. He should have stayed inside the burger joint, but instead he ends up an alien snack. Other than that, well, they are at a loss. They just want to shoot thing, so they end up shooting the damn thing, and once they shot at the moth alien, I guess I call it that, I don't know what type of alien it is, he hit the, I guess you could say, the stadium pad and electrified himself. And let's just say he fell down, so I'm not entirely sure. They probably did kill the alien, or they probably didn't. I think they actually did kill the alien, because what they want to do is they want to capture the alien, lock the alien up. Once they lock the alien up, they want to basically talk to the alien, interrogate it, but it's pointless. That alien is pretty big, strong, and powerful, so just leave it there. Let's get rid of it, actually. So they enter back into the Wave Rider inside the timeline, and Ava talks to Spooner, and Spooner says, okay, I'll join you as long as you help me control my alien powers. So in this next scene, basically, they see that the employee is actually the new owner of the restaurant, and she calls it Big Billy Burger, of course. Now, Zari and her brother are arguing about the totem. He wants to give her the totem, but she says no. But the other Zari inside the totem just gives the other Zari a totem of her own. So both of them have totem powers, the wind powers, basically. Which is pretty awesome. That's cool. Both of them have powers now. At least we know Zari's still alive and well inside the totem. Other than that, this lady is actually crazy, and yeah, she's, I guess, an alien, I suppose. She hurts Sara, and Gary actually hits the alien lady from behind, and I guess they end up running out of her house, but Sara is actually wounded, and That worries me a little bit. And Sara is about to pass out before they see some eyes inside some bushes. And I think they're like flashlights too. As Sara is about to close her eyes, that's basically the end of the show. And my conclusion is that I'm pretty sure that Gary and Sara probably got captured, most likely. Well, other than that, that episode was a banger, and hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one.